What is going on, crew? Welcome back to the Boardroom podcast, where we help you stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. You know, something that was actually, there's a few things that we could dive into. So we've got our offsite that we recently did, and then we've got a slew of issues that's kind of hit the fan. That might actually be good to dive into, because I think one of the reasons for the issues is because we violated our own decision-making framework.
Right? That is true. We kind of deviated.
You, without compiling data, analyzing the data, and then developing strategy around the data and executing on that. Right. Yep. So we violated our own one of our own core principles that's actually gotten us out of helped us avoid a lot of issues. Right. And we did it based on, trust, but not validating. Right. And we just did it based on somebody's gut feeling on how something should work with Charlie. And that one, that was catastrophic.
Lord, black ever.
Us a lot of money. I'm talking $45,000 last month. That was a $45,000 mistake. So I think it's worth.
And it's probably more, because that's not even including.
I mean, that's really, that's just talking. So if we're going to really do the math on this is a mistake that costs us money. And I'm just going to run the math for you guys real quick on what is the actual dollar amount that this mistake cost us. It cost us $540,000 is the dollar amount that cost us. And so when we're talking all right, well, that was very expensive. That was astronomically expensive. We're talking over $500,000 in opportunity costs from this one decision, this one mistake.
That's correct.
Actually, let me just ran the numbers. It's $35,250 in cost. So let's run the true annualized. That's $423,000. Still
almost $500,000.
Off $500,000. Right. So what this was, and this is really important. A lot of you guys who are listening are making decisions in your business right now that's not backed by evidence. You're just doing it based on your gut feeling, on your assumptions, on intuition, and it could cost you a lot, right? And so the reason why we have that CADE framework, CADE is our acronym for compile data, analyze data, develop data-driven strategy, and then execute. Under execution, we have more, better, new, more, better, repeat, new. More, we find ways to do it better. We repeat that cycle. We do more at the new standard of better. We find ways to do that better, and we keep iterating until we max that out, and then we have to look for something new. Right. So not following that, right, and it seemed innocent enough. That's what's crazy. It just seemed innocent enough. You know what? I guess that makes sense. Right. It made sense. It was sound judgment. Right. Mm-hmm. Because it was sound judgment and sound reasoning, we just took it at face value and didn't do our due diligence. Actually, okay, well, what backs this up? All right, if we think this is the way forward, let's make the changes on a small sample size, test and see, are the conversational output actually better with Charlie, or is it worse? And if it's better in this one instance, is it better across multiple different permutations of that? Right. And as we start to really, because we blindly implemented it without doing that due diligence, right, we started to notice, man, Charlie's been sounding super robotic on a lot of these accounts lately. It's just not sounding like doesn't have the zest that it had. Right. And it was expensive, and we lost some accounts because of that. So for you, it was your team that implemented that feedback. So what were the lessons that you've learned kind of reflecting on that? Because that was a really expensive mistake.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is the reason why I took it, all right, hey, I trust you guys, blah, blah, because it's coming from the dev department, right? So they know the product way more than I do from a technical standpoint. So in my mind, I should have did the K though, right? So I'm going to put some blame on myself too. Okay. So it's not like I'm going to put it all on them.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely taking some responsibility for it too. But in my mind at the time, right? So little thing behind it. What was this thing? How to come about is, there was a bug report. We submitted it and the persona settings weren't doing what I needed it to do.
Mhm.
Right. Then they came back. The reason why you're doing that is because you're answering for Charlie, meaning your examples are really thought out. So you're not letting him breathe, meaning that's what the thought process. We're not letting it think for itself. So I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do? They're like, take off everything. Just literally put the question. I'm like, damn, that's a big cutoff just to take off all this stuff. I'm like, all right, well, at the time, all right, well, I mean, you guys are the experts in the product. I'm not the one developing the damn product, right? So, all right, take it, boom. Now I'm like, okay.
Like even pause you there. Like there's a difference between technical information. Like they're like book smart with the product.
Exactly.
Street smart with the product, which is like where it actually lives. It lives in the streets. Like
It lives in the streets.
Charlie
Right.
in the streets.
Yeah, so I'm taking the information from head of dev, like the main guy. I'm taking the information head of the product. I'm like, well, shit, they should know way more than I do, right? So implemented. This is right before we got the massive influx of clients we got like 40 clients in like 2 weeks, right? Boom, 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 boom. So we're like, God, build. And then little by little, we started seeing stuff come in Slack. Hey, it's robotic. Hey, it's trying to sound like this.
We never like, as far as like Charlie goes, that's like the one thing that we really get as far as feedback. Nobody says Charlie sounds robotic because we really make sure it's super conversational, high quality conversational, but better than anything else on the market. And we're starting to get the opposite feedback during that time. All right.
And it's just one bing, bing. I'm like, what the hell, dude? This is like, so it prompts me. I go to dev. Yo, did you guys change something in the back end? Like, are you guys doing something new or what the F is going on, dude? I'm getting hammered over here, dude. Like, I'm staying up at night and I'm hitting up Iggy. Hey, yo, dude. Like,
I was working at like 3 o'clock in the morning one point where I'm like trying to like working till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to figure this shit out. Yeah.
And I'm putting instructions and I'm putting persona settings and it's just not doing what I needed it to do. I'm like, what? How did it just fall off the face of the earth? I'm like, so come to figure out, we start digging even deeper. And then we start playing around with the scripting and the examples and doing this and doing that. And we're like, hey. And then we start looking at old,
like the accounts that are like you and Charlie that are in the same industry as the ones that are complaining about it being robotic. And we start going through and I'm like, man, these ones are like
legit.
Like they're legit.
Yeah.
Like what's
different about it? Yeah. What's different? So and then they've been using it for months or even up to over a year for some of these accounts. And they haven't said anything. I mean,
like there's like when channels are like not deep.
Like they get the performance report every week, right? And the numbers are through the roof. And usually when that happens, like they don't really want to deal with the whole thing Charlie with. The whole point is they get Charlie what needs to go.
I'm getting the results. Don't bother me. Like,
don't bother me. So I'm like, and I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, why are they not complaining? But everybody knew that came in as complaining. Like, what is different? Comes to find out, the build is different. It is completely built different. And we're like, hey, dude.
Are different. Examples are different. You know, those two things were like, turns out the quality of example actually has been really helping Charlie with understanding how it needs to respond in a way that's superhuman, very personalized, very descriptive and things like that. and we were stripping away that essence. So Charlie's like, oh, here's an example of how you want me to reply pretty much no matter what. Great. Cool. So no matter what the person says, I'm just going to go on to the next example and focus on hitting the objective. Right. Completely toned down.
Like literally like just dead. Like, hey, dude, are you going to put a little bit of effort into this or are you just going to like
acknowledge the fact that I just shared, like I just poured my heart out to you and gave you this long ass reply. So what are you struggling with? You know,
got it. Somebody's struggling. I'm like, dude, just like, oh, I'm like, come on, guy, like, open up. Like, what happened to you? You just died, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm talking to it like if it's a friend of mine, like a human being. I'm like, hey, dog, you gonna, what's up, my man? Like, you gonna open up or what happened? Like, you get your feelings hurt with some of these conversations or
what? Did I hurt you? Like, give me something, you know?
Who hurt you, bro? Like, come on, dog, open up. So, well, it's kind of to find out. The examples do a lot of big things. As long as their objectives are on point. Our new couple of new language models we brought out to the market really emphasizes them even more. And then our new feature, I don't know if you want to say here, but our new feature coming out.
Oh man. It's like something back stronger than ever. I'm like, that new feature, dude, like some of those like the replies, I'm like, man, this is nothing out there is communicating like this,
right? And I text you last night, I'm like, hey, bud, he's back, dude. He's back. Like, he took a 2-week, 3-week hiatus. So he was just dead for 3 weeks. And he's back. This is the perfect example is we have a client in here. Dude, it has been tooth and nail to get her to just like some positive towards us. Like, no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. Nah, not really. I don't think so. I'm like, I don't know about this one, dude. I think I'm going to lose her. Like, I don't know what to do with her. And then last night, I sent her all this little stuff I did because he's back. Did this, did that. And this is not even adding the custom persona in her account yet, right? Did this, and that. She wrote back, oh my God, he sounds so good. I'm like, yes, we got it.
Yeah.
This was a hard client, dude. This one was tough.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, all right, there we go.
Finally.
All right, we got to make a campaign to get all these guys back that we lost because of this. But this is really just we're sharing our pain with you guys who are listening here, but it's really, really important, right? Like you don't want to, and there's no hard feelings against like the team whatsoever, right? Product owned the part that they play in some of the recent churn and some of the conversational output. And we on our part in the sense that, you know, like, yeah, they gave sound advice that was backed by recent evidence, right? From a technical standpoint, right? But you have to be able to take feedback and do what we call, you got to eat the fish and spit out the bones. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take the feedback, but I know like we've been setting it up like this and Charlie's been a 10 out of 10, no complaints about how it's communicated. So let me just make sure we run this and really test and see if it's communicating at a high level, because it was just feedback that was given where they're like, hey, don't give any examples at all. Just use the objective. When we push back and we're like, all right, let's actually test this. It was like, hell no.
Yeah, that was a naked Charlie. We're like, or vanilla Charlie, whatever you want to call him. I'm like, hey man, it's too inconsistent.
It's terrible. Like it would be good for one conversation and then like horrendous for the next. It's really consistent.
Right.
But we did it there and push back and we didn't roll that out to anyone. Right. And so that as a matter of principle, whereas like we have to like trust but validate and then run it through the decision-making framework to validate like, okay, these are the assumptions that we have. These are the ideas that we have. Let's actually like run a control test, put it through our process. Let's start compiling data on it and let's start analyzing it and then decide, is it actually better or are we taking a step back? Had we had done that, we would have found out very quickly that that was a step back, kill it right then and there, implement the new accounts that we onboarded using best practice from what we know is working in other similar accounts, and we be completely different conversations, right? But these are lessons that we got to learn, right? Internally, something that I've been sharing with the team is the importance of building our competence, right? And there's 3 ways that you build competence, but the biggest driver is going to be like your ability to fail. And there's 3 types of failure. You have lazy failure, you have clinically dumb failure, and then you have successful / intelligent failure. Clinically dumb failure would have been if we didn't learn from this situation, right? When you fail in a clinically dumb way, it's just like and learning is intelligence is related to learning. Learning is same input, different output. I'm in the same environment, I change my behavior. Same stimulus, I change my behavior because I'm learning. I've learned, okay, I need to adjust how I behave based on this situation. So being clinically dumb is like you're making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you're just not learning. Like you touch the stove, get your hands burned, and then you forget that the stove burned you, and then you touch it again. And then you keep doing that over and over and over and over again until eventually your hand is like damn near burned off. You're like, oh, I physically can't touch the stove anymore because my hand hurts too much. I can't even move it. So now I got to move on to the next thing. But you never actually learn that lesson, right? Those are clinically dumb behavior, and that's clinically dumb failure, right? So although this failure did stem from like a lazy failure where we didn't really do the due diligence to dig into it, but we were able to flip it into successful failure because now we know, right?
Yeah. And I hate the fact that it happened this way because we lost a lot of money. Hopefully, I have full trust in yourself and the sales team to get a majority of those accounts back because we know what it's capable of doing. The fact that we lost money because of it, but we actually learned a lot more about what Charlie can do and how to set him up in certain ways on what we can do with it, doing this and doing that. So a lot of it good came out of it. I just hate the fact that a lot of money lost because of it to learn what Charlie's able to do. But it was like a very expensive. It was like a mentorship that we pay $500,000 to learn about what Charlie could do past what we learned prior, right? So it was like, oh man, if you do this and that, he could do this. That's pretty cool. We didn't know that before because it made us go deep into Charlie. We're like, yo, what the hell? And we started doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, and then we're like, oh well, that's pretty cool. You could do that. I never knew you did that. All right. But again, I hate the fact that we had to learn it that way.
It is. Well, I mean, those are the types of lessons. I mean, ultimately, it was an investment that I'm chalking that lesson up as an investment into the leveling up the competence of the entire team, because product learned a lot, devs learned a lot, CS learned a lot. Like everyone across the board learned a bunch on really is like, wow, Charlie's actually even better than we initially thought it was. And
that's
with new features that are being developed right now, man, it's getting a massive level up. On top of that, with the new architecture that we're rolling out this quarter, man, like we're talking like orders of magnitude better than what it is right now, which is really, really exciting. But that's one of those things where like you gotta be able to sit down and reflect. And you have to do this thought exercise and actually sit down and figure out like, what did we learn from this? Right? Document those learnings, update best practices, update standards, SOPs, and how the team needs to do things and get builds done. That's how you cement lessons that are otherwise extremely expensive. Now, with what we do know now, we can get Charlie to like it's 8, 9 out of 10 on the first build.
I was literally about to say that out the gate.
Whereas like before, it was just a lot of back and forth, lots of iterations, and training data need to be submitted.
And you notice that.
Provided, like, but now it's like, yeah, like out the gate, we're like at 9 or 8 out of 10. Like, are you kidding me? That's incredible.
As long as this is the structure, this is what you need him to do to get you to X, right? Whatever your CTA is, if that is on point, we can get him at 8 or so out the box. Where before, what we started to notice, like, hey man, this ain't sustainable, bro. This back and forth thing, we're here for, it looks like forever of back and forth. But it was because a lot of the dumb shit that we did was causing the back, forth, trading data. I was like, dude, it can't be like this, guys. Like, you guys got to step it up on that dev side because we're fucking drowning over here, dude. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean?
But it's good, you know, and because we've gone through that, I've never been more excited about Charlie. Right. Like, I've been excited about Charlie, but I'm like, wow, like I've never been more excited. And this really happened for our good to set us up for the next wave of growth that we're going to experience as we start to really dial in the implementation and get it to a point where like somebody signs up, they give us a few documents, and then we like 10 to 20 minutes, Charlie's ready for them to test, and they're like,
let alive to this. Do a perfect example of going back to that Kaya that we just talked a little bit earlier about how hard it's been for her to say yes to a lot of stuff, right? It's like, no, I don't like that. No, I need to do this. I redid it last night, right? Or like I mentioned, redid it last night, took her what she wanted, her framework, did it last night. I gave it to her this morning. She responded, oh my God, this is so good, blah, blah, blah. I only have one feedback. Can you just make him say his question before the CTA exactly? That's it? You got anything else? No trading data, no banned phrases, no nothing. Just, can you just make him say exactly word for word that? Cool. Instructions? That literally took nothing. There was no back and forth. So that means we got that Charlie at 8 or 9 out of 10. Is there going to be some iterations as long as we go with real data? Yeah, of course. I mean, you do that with anybody, with any human. But the fact that they shouldn't say crap the whole time, I'm like,
it's been weeks. Like, it's been like back and forth. But now I'm like, man, I think we finally cracked it. We definitely had to go through some shit to kind of get here. But man, I'm so pumped because what I want to do with all the accounts that our mistake failed is roll out the updates for Charlie inside of their account. Even some of them are like, nah, probably not. I'm like, do it anyways. And be like, I'm telling you, just go through this conversation. Just read the conversation that it just had. It's that good. It's going to be worth taking 1 minute for you to do. So we'll proactively go out, like update their accounts, get the best version of Charlie rolled out, best practices dialed in. Like, it's going to be some work for us to be able to do that. I'm going to be like, hey, just read this conversation that your Charlie had. And then they're like, holy crap, that's so good. We've already done the work of getting it configured in your account. We just need the green light to push go. Well, that's how we're going to get it back. It's like, we've already done the work. So that means like the time to value is 0. Effort and sacrifice 0. All that work has already been done. You just need to push go. Like, you just need to set it, flip the switch, and then right then and there, results are going to be coming through. So I'm excited about it. But this is really, for you guys who are listening, this is how you flip a negative into a positive. Mm-hmm. This is really just what the day-to-day stuff is. It's like, how do we turn this, what is a really expensive lesson, into something that's going to help us be better as a crew, help us get better results for our clients, and ultimately help us make the product more valuable for the people that we're trying to deliver it to. That's really the work. And if we were sitting here, and I will say the one thing that I'm proud of the team for is no one blamed. Like, nobody was like playing the blame game, or nobody was playing victim or anything like that. Like, we're like, all right, cool. What do we need to do to get this turnaround? All hands on board. And within a couple of days, figured out what the issue was. Actually, within a day, we figured out what the issue was. And a couple of days to figure out a solution, have it being rolled out. Got a new upgrade that was expedited. It was actually delayed we're planning on doing this update towards the end of the quarter, but we pulled it up and was like, hey, we need to get this done like ASAP. And then now that coupled with new practices of how we're configuring it and a feature, wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
But that's really what it takes. It takes when shit's hitting the fan, it is so easy to look out the window and look for somebody to blame. Like that's the easy thing. But the real work and the gold comes from looking in the mirror, owning what you can own, and then turning your eyes towards like solution. How do we become constructive? Right. And instead of being destructive and trying to become victims, like how do we become constructive and figure out how we build and move forward from this? All right. And it was great to watch. Very expensive lesson, but glad we learned it.
Yeah. And it was, I do like how you said how the team rallied up. Cause I was pissed and you know me too damn well. Like, hey, probably leave Tiggy's on for a little bit. He's pretty,
yeah, I was
right. Heated right now.
In our group, right, going back and forth.
You can tell. You can tell my conversations. They're like, dude, I'm not.
I was like, John, you're gonna need to get Tiggy's a beat. He's hot right now.
It's just a little view. I went to the gym. I'm like, I'm not answering nobody in here. My phone's down. I'm not talking to nobody right now. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But then the next day, all right, my temperature went down a little bit. Johnny, what do we gotta do? I went to Q engineering. What do we think? Back and forth. Hey, Iggy, what do we? And then, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes you get a little heated, a little emotional.
That's what you want when you care. You know, you got to be, and I think everyone on the team patients and willing to call each other out, but do it in a respectful way. And in those moments is if you don't have real trust, those kind of hard conversations never come up. And the solutions that we were able to discover don't happen. Those discoveries don't happen because nobody's being real about what's really going on. And so ultimately we're way better as a result of it. And I'm excited for where we're taking the product and how we're going to even get so much better.
So much better.
So much better than what we were before. And it's just crazy.
The potential, I thought our potential was pretty high already. Man, we just, within a couple weeks, we're like, holy crap, we just went from here to here, right? So I'm thinking we still got more. Let's just keep going.
We took us a couple steps back, but then
it felt like 10.
10 steps forward, and then haven't even scratched the surface of what we're going to be rolling out this quarter. So I'm like, man, we're several orders of magnitude better than what we had before. So really, really excited. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. We are up on time. But really the takeaways is you gotta trust, but validate. All right. Compile. Don't introduce new, without ruthlessly validating that the new solution is really worth, it's going to do what you expect it to do. Right. We always test new, but we do it in a controlled way. Whereas we didn't test this new thing in a controlled way, and
we just blew it up.
It got out of hand very quickly. And then turn the failures, the setbacks into your steps forward by studying the situation and learning the lessons that you need to learn from it and making the necessary adjustments to turn it into a successful failure. Right. That was a lazy failure and dumb. It could have been dumb failure if we didn't learn the lesson. And then if we continue to grow and we didn't address the issues that we address, this issue that we solved and that we learned from could have easily turned into a $10 million mistake at the pace that we're on. Easily. right? So the fact that we've learned it and we've dramatically made the product even better and dramatically improve our processes, and we dramatically increase the quality of the Charlies that we're deploying into businesses, like that in and of itself, mark my word, about like this time next year, we're probably that $400,000 mistake, we're going to get a 10x return on that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Agree.
return on that, guaranteed. All right.
Agree.
So hopefully you guys found this helpful. Till next time, stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. Peace.